guys, so as you know, on the third day, I came in and started installing all the tile on the walls. Crackle finish, handmade ceramic tile, a lot of variation in size, different shapes, thickness we found out. Also, some of the tiles are bowed. So there was a lot of different things going on as far as achieving a nice flat surface and keeping the lines looking somewhat, clean and straight. As I did say that I was going to get this whole thing installed in one day. Well, that didn't happen. It took a lot of energy. It took a lot of, just my concentration. And I got to the point where I was done for the day. So today I'm coming back in. I came back in, and today is the fourth day. I'm going to finish installing everything. So what I did is on day 3, I got this whole back wall in, got this all done, and then I did this area here, and I stopped here on the third day, right over the diverter. So I stopped here. Today I came back in and continued all the way up, got the bullnose in. Started on this wall now just recently, and I'm at the point where we go ahead and put our corner shelf in. Now, being that these tiles are so different in sizing and level, it was a little difficult. Well, not difficult, but it was a little bit of it's different. So what we did here is I went ahead and put the corner shelf in, make sure that it's level left to right, but also make sure that it's pitched from back to front so that any water that gets on this shelf actually runs off. There's a couple tips that I did, a couple little tricks I did on this one. I went ahead and pre-cut it for you guys, but one thing that I do with my corner shelves is, you notice I don't cut to the contour, the radius of the pie shelf. I actually will notch these shelves out, and I'll show you exactly what I did here, because these tiles are just temporarily put in with tape. What I did is I figured out the thickness of this tile that's on the wall, and I go ahead and make my mark line right here. And then I don't have to go back too far for the notch. I just want to get past this rounded edge on it. And I go ahead and notch that. I mark it, take it to the wet saw, go ahead and cut it. And then I can go ahead, what that does is allows me to put this next tile, and it looks really clean. I know I've seen a lot of shelves that are done where the tile guy cuts to this arch, and it just looks really, really ugly. To me, it looks ugly. I think this way is a lot cleaner. Little tricks that you can do. And then I notch the tile to fit to the contour. And then once it's all installed, it looks like that shelf was just made to fit right there. Looks really clean and nice and finished. So that's what I went ahead and did over in this area. And then I'll repeat when I get up to this one. I can't pre-cut all these just because the tile is different. If the tiles were accurate and they were nominally correct, I could go ahead and pre-cut all these after I did these. We would know that these should be the same, the shelves are the same size and everything else. But in this situation, I have to go every piece by piece because there is so much variation in it. Another thing I wanted to show you is when I cut this wall to this wall, I leave a little bit of room for silicone and expansion. You don't want to cut them too tight, so I'll leave a little joint like this right here, or like this right here. So it gives me room to go ahead and put my silicone in the corners. Also over here, if you notice at the bottom, actually I have wedges at the bottom for our silicone. You don't want the tiles slammed directly on top of the tub or the shower pan. You want to leave some room for installing your 100% silicone all the way around. So you have a place for it to go. If not, it's just going to sit right on the surface of it, and there it doesn't have a purpose at that point. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and install these pie shelves. I'm going to go ahead and finish up these walls in here. Once we get done, finish up the install on the walls, we're going to wrap up all the tools. We're going to clean the floor really well. Get all the grout lines nice and cleaned out. Wipe all the floor down. We're going to come in here. We're going to pull all the spacers and the wedges. We're going to clean this again. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to actually apply another coat of sealer on this tile right here. This tile was so absorbent that I would feel a lot better going ahead and putting another coat on just for good measure. It's not going to hurt it. If anything, it's just going to give it another level of protection. So I'm going to go ahead and do that at the end before we grout. The sealer dries up pretty fast, so we'll be able to go ahead and put another coat of sealer on it, and then we can grout the walls in here. After we get done grouting the walls, while we're grouting the walls, we're going to leave out the corners, and any place that we're supposed to put silicone, we're going to leave it out. We're going to leave that area nice and clean. Okay, and then what we're going to do after the tile is grouted, we'll go ahead and polish the walls real nice and clean, and then we'll go ahead and final step is put our silicone in the corners, and then we should be done as far as our part of the job. Next, and after we get done, the plumber will come in, he'll put his plumbing fixtures on, and everything else in the bathroom will be complete. But as far as our job, what we have to do as far as tile is concerned, we should be done today.